another session. This session we are going to be talking about how God is our friend and how He talks to us as His friends. And today I am here with my friend Susanna, and we are going to have a little discussion about what being a friend with God means to her. I love the way Jesus, as our friend, is so intimately involved with every single part of our lives.
Yeah.
And He really is. And I love the way in Psalm 139 it says, well, David, who loved the Lord, writes, Lord, you know everything there is to know about me. He knows everything about us. Everything. You perceive every movement of my heart and soul, and you understand my every thought before it even enters my mind. You are so intimately aware of me, Lord. You read my heart like an open book, and you know all the words I'm about to speak before I even start a sentence. You know every step I will take before my journey even begins. So the reality is that Jesus, our friend, really is intimately aware of us. He thinks about us. He knows what we're doing. He knows what we're thinking. And He loves us all the time. And He's with us everywhere we go. And in everything we do. So, Susanna, would you like to share with us a bit about your journey of discovery of how powerful it is and how precious it is to know that Jesus is your friend?
Well, I think that changes in different seasons in your life, and it deepens as you get older, just because you've had the friendship longer. And I think any friendship that is a healthy friendship develops over time. But I remember even as a child I was aware that Jesus was my friend because my parents taught me that. And I was very conscious as a child that He was my friend. And I know it gave me a lot of security. Even when I was going through the stage of rejecting my parents' faith, I still somehow or other knew He was there. But it was more of a distant friendship that I had with Him because I didn't bother communicating with Him much. But it still was a friendship, strangely enough, but just an estranged friendship, I guess. But I knew that that it was me that was pulling away from the friendship. I knew that it wasn't Him. And so I've always been aware of His presence with me, I guess. But as I've gotten older, I've become more aware. And His friendship really is everything to me, to be honest. My relationship with Him is everything. Yes, I have a great relationship with my husband Rob and my children and my grandchildren, but my friendship with Jesus affects my relationship with my family, because it tells me who I am, and it's where I get my worth and my value from, is my relationship with Jesus. And I guess what I've learned over the years is that He is so kind, that He is so patient. In fact, I was only writing in my journal to Him this morning that I can't get over how patient He is. And He's just so loving, and His love and His friendship is pure. It's nothing like ours. We as humans, I guess, have, challenges, I guess, that even when we try to be a really good friend, and when we try to love people well, ours is limited, and there is no limit to His kindness, His patience and His love. And therefore there's a whole dimension in my friendship with Him that goes so much deeper than any relationship I have with anybody else on the planet Earth. So it's it's everything to me. It encompasses me. And because he's there all the time, nobody else is there all the time for me. You know, nobody else can be there all the time for me. And I think my relationship with him, that's one of the ways it does make my other relationships healthier, because I realise they can't be my all, but he is my all.
That's right.
So I don't expect them to make me happy. I don't expect them to make everything all right for me. I actually don't even expect him to make everything all right for me, but he actually does, because he always works out everything good for me. It's amazing. Even when I stuff it up, he still turns things around so that it's good for me.
So would you be able to answer the question, how you feel about his closeness to you?
Well, again, I guess it's hard to put into words. However, I think a lot of it comes down to practice. Like, I think I've said before, I love that booklet that Brother Lawrence put out, Practicing the Presence of God. I think you have to practice it, which is the same as any other relationship. Let's face it, you've got to work at practicing. It's exactly the same with Jesus. So I do find, though, that until I really allowed the Lord to fill me with his Holy Spirit and I connected with the Holy Spirit, I didn't have the intimacy that I have now. I think purely and simply because I had a hunger, and I actually asked the Lord for hunger. I still ask him for hunger. I ask him to put a fire in my belly for him. I ask him to keep stirring that fire up, but I also realise, like any other relationship, I have a responsibility in stirring that hunger up and stirring that fire up as well, and then he meets me. And the way I do that really is spending time in the Word, spending time in prayer, spending time worshipping, and very much over the latter years, spending time in being still and being silent and saying absolutely nothing, but know that I'm in his presence. So it's not uncommon for me to take myself into my room, and originally when I started this, I actually used to start saying that I was having a date with him once a week, and it was Tuesday nights. And I would block out, because my children were younger then, so I had dependent children, and so I would block out every Tuesday night for about 2 to 3 hours. Started off 1 hour, but it very quickly became 2 and 3 hours, where I just go into my room, I would put worship music on very softly, and I would say, Lord, I'm here. I'm here for just you and me. And Song of Songs is a very big part of my journey. I'm not asking for his hand in anything. He's not asking me to do anything for him. It's purely and simply for him and I to be with each other, and for him to enjoy my company and me to enjoy his company.
Just like friends.
Just like friends.
I remember once I was walking past the couch in my lounge room, and I just felt like Jesus was sitting there, and he said to me, just come and sit here next to me. And then I go over and sit down, and then, just don't press the button to switch on whatever. Just sit here and just be with me. And he's our good friend who enjoys our company.
Yeah.